Hi, I'm Christina from Leafy Leicester and I want to take you with me on a full day of work for my small business plant shop today. I need to stock up my plant shop, so I'll have to take some pictures, pick out the plants. I also need to pot up a ton of propagations that are more than ready to go into soil. Someone's picking up a plant today and I also need to do some admin stuff, so let's go. First up, it is time to pick out the plants that I want to sell. So this is my main propagation shelf where I keep almost all of the cuttings. Most of them are already potted up. So I'm just going to go through the shelf, see which plants look nice, healthy, growing, and then these I'm going to pick for sale. I also have this table, and you guys know this table empty usually. Whenever I work here, I just take all of this stuff and put it away for filming. But usually it looks like this. It's also full with propagations. These are already pretty much ready to be sold as well. And then I also have a few like water propagations. I have this Monstera Standliana I want to sell. I also have a few Syngonium albo propagations that are already potted up. Definitely this Philodendron verrucosum has to go up for sale. This one is really pretty. Lastly, I also want to check my prop boxes if there's anything ready to be sold. For example, this Philodendron Marmai, I think it is. The only issue I sometimes worry about is that this one is not really acclimatized to room conditions, since it is in the box usually. Because I'm worried that if the buyer doesn't have particularly high humidity in their home, this person might be upset buying this plant and it not doing well. There's a lot of cuttings that are just rooting or sprouting. I have the Gloriosum propagations, if you remember. I took several stem cuttings and just potted them up, and we see some new shoots. That's amazing. So this one needs a repot for sure. I think there's nothing really in these boxes for now. Now that I know what I want to sell, I need to show you my setup for taking pictures. Let's move on to the photo shoot. These are all of the plants that I want to list today. I do it in groups, so if I have a few different Philodendron micans, then I do all of the micans in one go. I'm using this paint marker, a white one. Whenever I have multiples of plants, then I just number them. And this helps me with the listing, taking pictures, and also later on when someone comes to pick up the plant. Now this is basically my view. I have the light here, and then I just put the plant in front and snap a picture. Usually I do a full plant picture, a detailed leaf picture, and then a close-up of the stems or soil. I also include a ruler in all of the pictures so the people know roughly how tall the plant is. And because I'm using the camera for this, you will now have to deal with my phone video quality. I'm sorry. After a quick lunch break and some soup, I'm back. I will show you how I edit and upload them later. First, I want to pot up all of the propagations though, because the day is going by so fast and don't have enough time for everything. Let me show you what I want to repot today. That is still not it. Ta-da! This is it. Did I put everything on this table just to remove it in a second because it looks cool? Yes, but also, doesn't this look ridiculous? I think most of these are truly just for the shop to be sold, so I better get going. Starting with the philodendron Plaumannii, this was a top cutting from my little rescue mission from the garden center, if you remember this video right here. From what I can see, this was a top cutting. I rooted this one in perlite and it worked like a charm. I just love these red fuzzy roots. I think the next leaf is already on its way, so I better get going and repot this before that happens. I am so small. Excellent. First, I want to remove this from the perlite. Just try to gently take it out in one piece. Looking pretty good. Let's give it a little bit of a wider pot. This actually looks pretty good. Number 1 is done. Moving on with something very similar. This is the philodendron El Choco Red, and I also have a little stump right here. Usually I just use my 7x7 centimeter square pots. These I can neatly stack next to each other, so it's more space efficient. But I also keep all of the nursery pots that I get whenever I buy a plant in the garden center. Okay, so on here I don't really see the biggest root system. I think I want to keep it in perlite a little while longer because that's not sufficient for me, I think. Okay, that was a flop. Moving on with this little Maranta Leuconeura fascinator, the light veined one. On here we already got like new shoots growing from the root system. Will be a little bit harder to pot up though. Okay, done. Then I want to show you this neon pothos. I just took the biggest cuttings and stuck them into water and just look at this. Isn't this great? Just so many roots. And I'll just take this and stick it into a pot, I think. This seems a little bit too small. Maybe this is better. Yes. I think I want to separate it a little bit. Let's just pot it up like that. Ta-da! I recently took a few Syngonium wendlandii cuttings and they already rooted, so I want to pot these up already. The roots are pretty small, but let's check them out. Here are the roots. Small, but okay. Here you can also see the new shoot that is already growing from the little stem. I'm going to pot 2 cuttings into 1 pot, like so. I said like so. Ta-da! 2 plants in a pot, and you can see the little new growth poking out of the pot already. Not prepared very well today, so I ran out of those small pots. I have one last thing I want to put up. I'll make a big pot of Monstera adansonii. I have a ton of cuttings here. I'll just plop them into a bigger pot. And I also wanted to tell you something. So first, let's check out these roots. Just look at this goodness. It's already April and I haven't had a lot of sales in March, primarily because I didn't put up any new plants. So as you can see today, I decided to be productive finally and restock the shop for April. Also work on the restock of the following months. But don't think I was lazy. I was working on a lot of projects. One is, I can't tell you a lot, but one is kind of a bigger collaboration with some other plant YouTubers. which I'm super excited about. I think this is going to be a really fun video. I also did another video. It's a pretty large form video. The execution and editing on this video took me ages. And then the craziest thing happened. You won't believe me. I didn't believe it myself. I got an email from like a finance and small business side hustle website, and they asked me to write an article about selling houseplants and having a small business on the side, how to start selling plants online, how you can make a profitable business out of it. First I was like, is this for real? Is this a scam? But then I researched, the website is legit, and also the person I was talking to is legit, is really nice and professional. So I agreed. So I'll be writing an article about exactly this, what I'm doing today. And I'm super excited about it actually. Selling plants from home and also just keeping plants in general is my passion, obviously. Because I truly think that selling propagations or cuttings, or even just trading or gifting cuttings, is just such a nice part of keeping houseplants. But I'm just excited, you know? This pot is so full of roots. That's my little ugly pot of Monstera adansonii. One last pot left, so I think I'll just stick the other cuttings in there. And right after that, I have to order some new pots because I have so many propagations that need to be potted up. It feels like I did barely anything today. That's the other weird little pot. Oh, by the way, the lovely lady that picked up the plants earlier, she was here to pick up a Syngonium albo, and then I had two of them. She saw the second one and just bought both of them. Great for me. And then I also gave her a free cutting of the Syngonium wendlandii that you saw me put up earlier. I showed her around the flat, and it's always so funny to ask people to come up into my home and just see their reaction because it's always the same. I always get this sentence: oh my gosh, I thought I had a lot of plants, but this is next level. It is time I clean up this mess, and then let's check out the pictures that I've taken. That is what I call work. I love every type of work I can do laying or sitting on my couch. I mean, who doesn't? Once I have all of the pictures on my laptop, I can start editing, and I will show you what I mean by editing. First thing I do is I open Lightroom or any other photo editing app. Once I have all of my pictures in, the only thing I really want to edit is the lighting and the sharpness of the picture. I don't want to touch the colors because you just want to show the plant as it really is in person, just so your customers know what they are getting. And I just don't want anyone being disappointed when they get here. It's basically like dating. Just show your real self. Since I took all of the pictures in one place with more or less the same lighting conditions, editing is really simple. I just edit one picture, and afterwards I can just copy and paste those settings on all of the other pictures, and most of the times this is good enough for what I need it to be. Since I sell my plants mostly on eBay Kleinanzeigen, which is pretty comparable to Facebook Marketplace, I believe, I really want to make the pictures as sharp and detailed as possible, because when you upload images to those websites, they usually do compress them a lot, so the quality goes down quite a bit. Now I just need to export them, and then I can start with the listings. It all starts with a good title. I just use the common and botanical name of the plant, and afterwards I add something like houseplant or plant to make it more searchable. Next I can choose the category and price if I want to ship it or not, add in all of the pictures, make sure I don't need to rotate them or anything, and then it's time for the description. For this I have a template, I can simply copy and paste, make some changes if needed, and boom, we are done. I will be doing exactly this for the rest of the evening probably, and even though I'm using my templates, it still takes quite long. At least I can do it sitting on a couch or watching Netflix. If you have any questions about small business, plant sales, then pop them down below. I'm more than happy to answer and share my experience. And if you want to know even more than that, then I have a really detailed video right here about how I sell my plants, and I also analyze the profit I made in 2022. So if you're interested in that, check it out. I will see you next time. Until then, enjoy your plants and goodbye. Bye. Bye.